sends Mitchell in motion, and he gets the call. Starts cutting it up at the 30, and he gets to the 35, where he puts his head down and crashes through a couple of defenders to get down to the 38. Yeager there with the stop, and an 8-yard gain to begin things for Mitchell, and it doesn't look as if the Yellowjackets are wearing that long drive that they'd given up too warmly.
Yeah, they're ready to come back and punch the Cougars in the mouth here. We'll see what happens. Split
wide now. 2 receivers coming to the near side. 2 men in the backfield alongside London, who's waiting in the gun. 2nd down and 2. As a long snap is had. Short drop looking to the near side. Winds up, throws this one to Esparza as he slips a tackler into Sholo territory. Now he's at the 30 before he's tripped up and brought down at the 20.
Man, what a bullet by PJ. That was a great ball. Ran maybe a little skinny post there for Esparza right over the middle of the field. And we get to see that athleticism of Esparza on show right there.
42-yard pickup and a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. No huddle from the Yellowjackets. Is Marbello standing on the right of London, who's going to take this, use him as a blocker as he goes along the right side before he is swarmed by Cougars. And Beeler is eventually going to bring him down for no gain.
Well, the Cougars, I think, read that one all the way. The Yellowjackets had probably 2 or 3 blockers out there while the Cougars swarmed him with 4 or 5 defenders. So I think they saw that one coming from a mile away as soon as PJ took off.
Favorable spot gives him a yard as there's 7:25 to go. Sholo leading 7-0, but Blue Ridge already into the red zone as they're split backs behind Leonard, who's going under center for the first time. Esparza in the slot. Now Mitchell comes out split wide on the left. Is this the direction that he's looking? And instead a fastball is thrown off of Esparza's hands. And he might have been able to get into the open field with just one man to be made to miss, but instead it goes caroming off of his paws, and it will be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, with that speed on Esparza, I feel like if he catches that ball, he's definitely able to outrun the one guy. And you had good blocking out there, which I believe was I can't remember who was out here split out wide. Looks like number 5, but he had his man locked up on the block. So
3 men again coming wide left. Is there a shotgun snap? And it looks like the intended receiver starts to fall. Now he's moving to the right side where it's nearly picked off. Talon Lester was sliding in front of the intended receiver, which was Mitchell, who had come all the way from the left. And it was very well defended, having had to follow Mitchell all that direction. And they're getting away with one as London, who after he strikes for 42 yards has a couple of miscues that's going to force, you would think, the Yellowjackets into a field goal situation, but it doesn't look like they're thinking along those lines. 4th and 9 and going for it. Receivers on either side. Now a man coming in motion right to left is Esparza. As there is a drop back looking in this direction. Now lofting this one up where it's intercepted by Holcomb. Takes it at the 5. He's at the 15, 20, and along the near sideline where he's still on his feet and eventually pushed out of bounds at the 30.
Tough break there for the Yellowjackets. London had Esparza going down that side. He just underthrew the ball, allowing Holcomb to come in and pick that ball off. And man, I don't know if you're a Cougars fan, you couldn't have scripted this any better if started this ball game.
Holcomb runs this one out to the 31, which is roughly where the Cougars had started when they went on their game-opening 68-yard drive. 6:54 to go in the first quarter. They had the football after the turnover and a 7-0 lead. Yeager fakes the handoff, starts running to the left. He's got blockers in front, but Ronan brings him down nearly in the backfield, but he's able to worm free and eventually make this a positive yardage for a couple.
Yeah, good little run there by Yeager. Probably just a better defensive play. I couldn't quite see how he shed his block out there, but looked like Yeager had a lot of room, and then all of a sudden he was brought down.
Well, with the confidence that this Cougar running game has, we're going to have to remember that option to try to get the touchdown rather than taking the 3, especially with the wind at his back. As these teams trailing 7-0, here's 2nd down and 8 as Yeager moving to the right, trying to go downfield. Now throws this one over into the flat where he was trying to find Heisler, but it was, Heisler knocks that one down, and Holcomb was the intended receiver.
Well, if you're Yeager, you've got to know that ball's just got to go out of bounds right there. You cannot throw it back across your body to the middle of the field. There's nothing good ever happens there. I mean, how many times do we see even college and professional athletes or quarterbacks try to do that, and that ball's picked off going the other way? So,
well,
got to just throw that one over here in the stands.
It's going to be 3rd and 8 regardless, as he almost turned it right back over. As in the backfield is Ryan. Standing on his right now, I think there was some movement along the Sholo front.
Maybe a false start.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
False start indeed. So 3rd and 13 now as the Yellowjackets defense is trying to come up big. And remember, there is a huge wind blowing right into a would-be punter. So they're facing a 3rd and 13, and now Sholo looks like they want to have a conversation about it.
Timeout. Sholo, they're first to the half.
7-0, the Cougars lead. Taking their first time out of the half. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
That's where it was when we could hear
Yeah, I
him,
think
so just leave it on the whole time.
Seven 0 Sholo leading. The Cougars went 68 yards on the opening drive. Then, after a 42-yard pitch and catch between London and Esparza, the Cougar defense was able to rise to the occasion, force them into a 4th and 9, at which point the third straight incomplete pass thrown by London was an interception by Isaiah Holcomb. But now moving in the wrong direction after a false start penalty, 3rd and 13, and the Cougar offense out there again with Ryan in the backfield as they're moving the pocket to the right side. Yeager's looking downfield, but it's well defended. Now he winds up, and this is nearly picked off after Holcomb had fallen down. Mitchell had that one bouncing off of his chest.
Oh, and Yeager had Holcomb wide open, Derek. It was a great pattern ran by Holcomb, but Yeager, as you see here, the ball goes to the inside instead of the outside where Holcomb's sitting there ready for the pass, which would have been a first down.
When it was fluttering, and again, it's blowing into a very stiff breeze from the north. We have it confirmed. Thank you, technology, that has confirmed the wind is coming from the north, not the east. Oh, it's blowing to the north, from the south.
Coming from the
all
south.
Right, well, it's blowing. It is here is a snap that's had and
Ooh,
pressured, but
blocked.
gets it away, and it's hanging up into that wind, bounces it to 35, then rolls all the way to the 30, so a good punt. And the Yellowjackets will take over, having not given up any points as a result of the turnover, but missing an opportunity again. They got P.J. London, who is well within his range, especially with this wind behind him, and trying to go for the touchdown instead, come out of it without any points, but this feels like they're probably going to need more than 10.
Well, and early in the game, of a rivalry,
Yeah.
You probably want to just see, hey, can we go match that touchdown if you're the Yellowjackets? And hey, credit to the Cougars. They came up on D, and so did the Yellowjackets.
Three receivers bunched up just to the left of the line as London is in the shotgun. Now Mitchell comes into the backfield. Fake the handoff to Marbella. Now pitch it option to Mitchell. He's got some open spaces. He gets over the 35-40 and all the way down to midfield. Big gain of 18 yards on the first down play and a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Perfect read there by London. As you see on the replay, the outside linebacker, took him, leaving Mitchell wide open. And Mitchell, being the athlete he is, and big, strong kid, just lowers his head there at the end of the run.
Mitchell gets the 18 yards, but that was all set up by the fake there from London, who's under center. This time it's a straight give to Mitchell, who tries to go over the middle, jumps over midfield, and has this one into Sholo territory at the 48. Looked like he was going to get stopped for no gain. Instead, gains 4.
Yeah, that's a great run right there. If you're the Yellowjackets, you're really impressed with how Mitchell ran that ball.
So right back into Sholo territory go the Yellowjackets. 5 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the first quarter. Blue Ridge trailing 7-0. Back into the gun. Offset running backs near London, who takes a short drop, looks to the right, fires this one again into traffic, but it's dropped. Kern had that one bounce off of his arms, as that's the second drop there from London, but this time it looked like that was exclusively because Kern just couldn't handle it. Previously, it was a little hot in the backfield, but not that time. It should have been brought in.
Yeah, that was well thrown ball by PJ there. Put it right where only his receiver could get it. And, Kern would love to have that one back.
3rd down and 6 London now 1 for 5 for 42 yards, but 0 for his last 4 as he starts moving to the left, stops looking downfield, where this time it's going to be brought in by Esparza. He gets that one over the 40. Oh, I thought that maybe based off of one of the Sholo coach's reaction, he was going to be said to be out of bounds, but no, he was just getting in one of his defenders' face. So that's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down and a pickup of 12.
Well, and I think what the Sholo coach was ticked off about there, Derek, is Esparza ran a drag route clear across the field, and the defender was late in picking him up.
5 minutes, 1 second to go, 7-0 Sholo leading, but the Yellowjackets now driving as there's London keeping this one going over the right of the line. Beeler stops him, but not before he gains. No, he's still on his feet and getting another surge close to the yard marker and might have a first down. It's going to be second down, but he got stopped after a 6 or 7 yard gain, and it turned into 9.
Well, too often you see the referees blow the whistle right there. I love how they allowed him to play, and look at those big old linemen right there just pushing that pile. That's I feel like too often those referees stop that play, and it pays off if you're the Yellowjackets.
2nd and 1 at the 29. Marbello's in the backfield. Trips coming to the near side on the left. From the shotgun, London watches as some defenders start creeping toward the blind, but they gets the blocks he needs to have all sorts of time. Throw this one into the end zone where Esparza's got it at the goal line and into the end zone for the score. 29-yard touchdown as Esparza has all 3 of the completions, and they're an extra point away from tying this one up are the Yellowjackets.
Now, what a beautiful blitz pickup right there by the line of the Yellowjackets. They brought pressure up the middle, and they picked it up perfectly, giving PJ just all the time in the world, allowing Esparza to get down to the goal line. And I don't know where the Sholo Cougars DBs were on that one. No one was within 5 yards of him.
I think they're trying to bring some pressure, but it got picked up.
It did, yeah.
London trying to punctuate now with the extra point as the kick is away, and it is good. Tie it up at 7 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
All right, you're clear for third.
Winning takes focus, preparation, and support. Keep focused on your dream career while saving thousands in tuition costs at Northland Pioneer College. We're here to support your goals and see you succeed. Visit npc.edu to see our programs. An academic advisor will get you on the right path to achieve your educational goals. Northland Pioneer College, expanding minds, transforming lives.
Blue Ridge goes 70 yards to tie the score 7-all here in the first quarter. It is getting ready for Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it comes time to kick off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona. Class is starting at just $40 per credit hour. That's Northland Pioneer College. As I think that PJ is going to have somebody come and put a finger on this ball because that wind is howling, and he's got waiting to receive for the Cougars standing in front of him, Kishba and Halcomb, as Mitchell will serve as the holder, and London puts a big boot into that one, and it will easily make it through the end zone. That's got to be at least 25, 30 miles an hour.
That wind just really started howling right there. Good thing our crew strapped down our booth here for us today, Derek.
Yes. Tribute to duct tape.
Yes.
So Yeager, who has had one really good strike, and he's had one big miscue, but again, that was when it was really starting to pick up with the wind. He's going to come out this time starting on his own 20. The ground game has been key in the first drive. All but 10 of the yards of that 68-yard scoring drive gained on the ground, as they're going to go right back in that direction as Beeler comes in motion, takes this one, trying to get to the right side, but he has popped and hit hard as Slaughter is there with the stop. No gain, and maybe even a short loss. Yeah, looks like they're going to get him right back on the line of scrimmage.
Beeler's sort of a tough kid, man. His head right there just bounced off that turf and did look a little slow getting up, but he's ready to get back after it, it looks like.
Second down and 10 as they go with the same formation. Another man in motion as they fake the give. This time Yeager trying to throw this one again in traffic. It's deflected and might be picked off.
Oh, it looks like it fell.
No, it hit the deck. As waiting there is Franco Harris had nearly picked that one off after it was deflected by Wallace. So
Oh,
again.
great capture there
flirting
by our crew. Nice work on the camera there.
with a disastrous, this time it would have been deep in Sholo territory, and it sets up a 3rd down and 10 as Sholo is not able to get much space by moving the pocket here against this Blue Ridge defense. Yeager using the shotgun, this time moves the pocket to the left. He's looking upfield, winds up, throws this one where it's
nice
had by
pass.
Lester is going to get that one.
See, and I feel like when I was watching film of Yeager this week, going left was his better way. We've sort of seen that tonight. That's where the long completions have been. I know on the last drive we had a drop ball and things, but really him rolling to his left, it seems to be the better option.
13 yards to get that Mountain Mobile Auto Glass 1st down as they've taken it out to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 with 3:37 to play in the first. Tied up at 7 as Maxwell gets that one, but he is met in the backfield and dropped for a loss.
I think
Muncie
right
there
now,
at the
too,
stop.
the Yellowjackets just seem to be bringing 8 or 9 almost every time right here, Derek. You know, that's part of the reason why it was so wide open on that long 3rd down conversion for the Cougars. As you're watching here, watch the middle linebackers on this next play, particularly number 35 for the Yellowjackets. That's Franco Harris. It seems like he's bringing pressure every time right up the middle.
Halcomb comes out. Lester now split wide on the right side, matched up on this near side with Kern as they fake the give. Now moving the pocket to the right side where they're trying to find Lester. Instead, they go underneath where it's caught by Ryan.
Good
He
stick.
is hit hard by London, but he does pick up a pretty big chunk of yards and will set up a much more doable 3rd down play.
Well, and if you see on that replay right there, Franco Harris again, number 35, he didn't get as deep as the receiver was. That's why that pass play was open there.
Well, they picked up 13 yards and had a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass 1st down.
Well, favorable spot, I guess, huh? Or was our depth perception just off?
Yeah, so that's now 3 for 6 for 36 yards. And Ryan's first catch as the handoff is juggled by Beeler, and that's going to allow the Yellow Jacket defense to swarm as he is again brought down in the backfield, this time by Palmer.
And that play on the first drive was successful about 2 or 3 times where they brought Beeler from that left side trying to shift the Yellow Jackets defense, but they've really started to key in on it. Beeler hasn't had a positive gain out of that play now for the last 2 or 3.
2 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 7-7 as Sholo's offense is really going stride for stride here with the Yellow Jackets as they've put Beeler again in motion, but this time go to Ryan as he's going to go over midfield and stumble over the 45, loses the football, but they say he was down as he gets to the 45 and has a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass 1st down into Blue Ridge territory.
Yeah, watch the replay right here. I think that ball might have been, that ball was out. That should have been called a fumble. And Blue Ridge with the recovery, but high school, no replay, I guess, huh? No, that good pickup there by our camera crew once again. That ball was out.
I thought he was down too, so I can appreciate the official's perspective as Ryan gets another call. This time comes to the right side, straight arm as he gets over the 35 and pushed out of bounds at the 30 as the Sholo fans like the effort. And another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass 1st down after that 15-yard carry.
Hey, and that is exactly what rivalry games are right there. Ryan just taking on the best player on the Yellow Jackets saying, hey, I'm going to just stick my hand right on your helmet and get another 5 or 6 yards. That's just good football right there. Good
down
run.
To the 30, tied up at 7 with 1 minute and 28 seconds left. Yeager from the shotgun. Lone man in the backfield is Maxwell. Now he's pressured and brought down for a big loss. Franco Harris is there.
Well,
7 yards lost.
Well, and as we called it earlier in the drive, Franco just bringing the pressure. The Yellow Jackets are not respecting the pass game much, and they're taking Franco and just putting him up in that middle every single time.
So move scrimmage back to the 37. Going to say he lost 8 yards. 2nd down and 18. As this is going to force Yeager into a passing situation, but just as he is put into that circumstance, the wind dies down a little bit.
Well, let's see if he rolls to that left again here, Derek. That's where he's had success.
Juggled that shotgun snap, and now he's going to go underneath again to
good
Halcomb,
stick.
who is going to have that one, but as soon as he's met by a couple of different Yellow Jackets, it winds up gaining just 2.
Yeah, great tackle there by Kern. He read that play, came right up on Halcomb and just stuck him. Good read.
Probably going to have to get this play off. 3rd and 18. And I think Sholo was already trying to get this in chunks as Ryan's now slowly coming off of the field. And all the Cougars a little bit slow getting to the line. Lester's the lone man on the right. Split wide as they're going to roll the pocket in this direction. As now trying to get this one now underneath. Instead, it's going to be thrown out of bounds. And
I don't know if he got back to the original line of scrimmage there. Is that going to be intentional grounding?
It doesn't look like there's a conversation about that. Heisler and Munsley were there. Well, excuse me, Cox was there. As that will be the way that the first quarter ends. Jaeger able to get it out and out of bounds and avoid a grounding flag. And it'll be 4th and 16 now with a score tied up at 7. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
So the Cougars here on their third possession have a couple of big gains from Bryson Ryan, as he on this series has gained 27. He's now with 53 yards on 5 carries and a 15-yard touchdown. And with the wind at their back, it doesn't look as if they're going to attempt anything that would provide the Yellowjackets with a boost and have Jaeger out ready to do some punting. I think this is a good decision.
Yeah. If you're the Cougars, honestly, Derek, you're feeling good. You dominated that first quarter offensively with time of possession. I know we're not keeping those stats, but it feels like the offense was able to pick up first downs. They were moving the ball. The key to the game here for the Cougars has got to be to try to keep P.J. London and that high-powered Yellowjackets offense off the field. So I feel like you've had a good first quarter. We'll see what they can build on here going into the second.
So London right now walking back, as well as I believe that is Mitchell. It didn't look like they were really buying into this, or maybe just expecting this punt's going to get blasted through the end zone because of all of the wind. Cox got back there and put a hand on that one. He also got a piece of Jaeger. There's no flag, as this one will roll back to the 10, and it will turn into a very good punt. But Jaeger right now looks like he's favoring his right leg after he got run into, and I'm surprised there's no flag.
Yeah, and as you saw in the replay there, they actually hit him pretty good, I think. I don't know why that wouldn't have been at least running into the kicker, a 5-yard variety. To me, it looked almost more like your personal foul type variety.
But no flag, so here come the Yellowjackets. 1st and 10 on their own 10. Tied up at 7, 11:49 to play here in the half. London, who has now resumed connecting with Esparza, it will instead hand this one off to Mitchell, who goes right over the middle and has a pretty big surge out over the 15, maybe even all the way out to the 17 in a gain of 7.
Yeah, good push again by the Yellowjackets front line there. They, as soon as that ball carrier gets stood up, they just all start pushing. Real bunch set again right here.
Going to say he gained 8, as I believe that's Marbello, who tries to find a little bit of room over the right side. Might still be Mitchell. Is that one, they're having an awful lot of trouble with the chains over there, as that one will be enough for a Mountain Mobile Autoglass first down, again going to Mitchell, who now has 40 yards on 5 carries, as they move the sticks with 11 minutes and 11 seconds to play here in the half, tied up at 7. Now with a little bit of space between them and the end zone, they're going to spread everybody out wide again. As the offset backfield, they have a fake there as he's trying to again go over the middle, but this time it was low and outside. Incomplete, intended for Esparza.
Yeah, good effort there by Esparza. Just a little bit of a misfire there by PJ as he set his feet and just went a little low and outside. That's what they call a ball in baseball.
It was just a bit outside.
That's a bad joke.
As
starting to get a little cold.
has been the targeted receiver on 5 of these efforts. He has 3 catches for 83 yards, of course, as this time rolling in this direction. It's a direct run there for London as he's coming
block.
to the right side. Now it steps to the right, comes back to the left, and has this one all the way out to the 40. Gains 19 yards and a Mountain Mold Autoglass first down.
You know, this is what you love to see. Look at number 5 right here on the replay, Derek, as he just locks up number 10. Maybe got away with a little bit of a hold, but that springs his quarterback for another 10 to 12 yards right there. That's just a good play if you're number 5 Kern, I believe, out there on the edge.
That also really being set up by the concern that London's going to be able to use that arm, as I think that's what the Cougar defense was expecting. As Mitchell gets this call, tries to find a little bit of space over the left side of the line, spun down at the 45 and gains 6.
There's a good little spin move in there as you watch on the replay here. He makes a good little cutback, spins off the defender to give himself another 2 to 3 yards. So, been impressed with Mitchell. He's a solid running back.
Put it out to the 45 as the Yellowjackets are starting to pick up yards in big bunches. Hand this one off Marbello as he goes diving over the middle. He is eventually stood up by 3 Cougars, but not before he gets very close to the yard marker. He might be, nope, they're going to say move him.
Wow, okay. I think we might be getting a little old because my eyes are deceiving me on that one. I felt like he was still about a yard short, but I guess I'm not the one down there on the field having to make the call, so we'll leave it to the refs.
Just shy of midfield. 10 minutes to go, tied up at 7, but the Yellowjackets started this drive on their own 10 and are really getting it done on the ground. Offset eye again from the shotgun as they turn around and hand this one off to Mitchell, who is able to hang on to that one despite Beeler bringing him down, but coming in very hot was Cooper Irvine. And he looked like he was potentially going to get a shoulder pad on that ball, really forcing Mitchell to make sure he had very strong possession.
Well, we've seen 1 turnover forced already by the Cougar defense. Watching their game against Snowflake this week, too, that's really where they were able to stay in the game. They forced 3 turnovers, knocked a few other balls loose. So,
2nd down and 7, moving the pocket to the left, now stopping, winding up, having another pass bounce off of Kern's shoulder pad that time. And I guess in fairness, that one was also thrown with some pretty good velocity, as they're now going to have to throw into this wind blowing firmly from the south. But that certainly should have been brought in, as there may be a flag down, and it looks like the Yellowjackets are
maybe in the area of holding. I can't really tell where the flag's at on the field. I just see it out there on their monitors.
Ineligible player downfield. That's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay 2nd down.
One of the dangers of moving the pocket.
Yeah, and having a mobile quarterback like you do in PJ. You know, when he moves out like that, if you're an offensive lineman, you're not sure if he's just going to take off down the field or wind up and throw it.
Back into Blue Ridge territory. That's the first penalty flag thrown against the Yellowjackets. 2 receivers coming to the near side on the right, looking in that direction. Pump fake, and now starts trying to move the pocket. Starts right, goes back to the left. London trying to find some space. Now he's going to unload, this time caught over the 40 by Esparza. Move the chains. So the injured player was Kevin Whipple, who was holding his right arm as he walked off the field. It doesn't look like he's still favoring it too much. Might have just been a bit of a stinger. I say just.
He might have been the one initially on that tackle, too.
1st and 10 for Blue Ridge. Ball's on the 11. Handoff Mitchell, met in the backfield, but kicking it out to the left where he's able to get some positive yardage before he's brought down by Holcomb. Mitchell has really been making an awful lot of his own success by making men miss around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that yard after contact for him has been huge. You know, especially this drive. They've had a few short 3rd down conversions just by him showing his will there on getting through tacklers.
This drive started at the 10. Blue Ridge has been really having a lot of success keeping it on the ground as London goes under center. Handoff Mitchell again trying to go to the left side. Again makes a man miss in the backfield. Goes up over the line of scrimmage and gains 2 or 3. He is shy of the 1st down, but sets up 3rd and short.
Well, and it looks like if you're the Yellowjackets, you're content to just give it to Mitchell right here. Let's eat a little bit of the clock. We're going to punch it in and get a score and just go with Mitchell.
Whipple's back out there. Good to see as it's 3rd and 3. Handoff to Mitchell, who might have lost the football, but London is going to recover and fall on that one actually for positive yardage, gain a yard, and set up 4th and 2.
Well, hey, if you're the Cougars right here, it's time to stack that box and go hold them right here. This would be a huge 4th down stop if indeed they try to go for it instead of kicking the field goal.
Well, they've opted to not do that already once, and it wound up being a turnover.
It's
As
like
now
they're
they
going.
hurry to the line of scrimmage. London under center. A little bit of a difficult exchange as he
Oh,
gets it
he's
to
get it.
Mitchell, who is again met at the line of scrimmage and falls into the end zone for the score. Touchdown, Blue Ridge.
Yeah, from the time they got to about that 20-yard line till that touchdown, it was the Mitchell show right there. Just line it up, see who's going to knock who in the mouth.
Really crowded backfield, and it looked like London had a little bit of a hard time getting it over one of his blockers' shoulders to get that into Mitchell's breadbasket, but able to eventually deliver. And Mitchell, who now has 73 yards on 14 carries, and he's had to really grind through on his last 9 carries. The longest went for 5 yards, but again, he's making men miss along the line of scrimmage and really forging his own success as the extra point is up and good. 90-yard drive, 14-7. Sholo trails and is waiting for this London kick. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Yard drive goes 6 minutes as 7 minutes, beg your pardon, as the Yellowjackets take their first lead 14-7. And bear in mind that the Yellowjackets won the toss, and if they can get a quick turnover here on downs, can potentially, oh wait a minute, before that one is going to get hung up by the air or the wind.
Prior to the kick, encroachment, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
That'll help the Cougars.
Yeah, because that kick is already going to go a little short anyway. Even if PJ gets everything that he can kick into this, that wind is stiff.
It's bringing it. So move it back to the 35. Stewart, I believe that's Stewart and Holcomb, who are back for the Cougars. They're
I can't see the
right
one on
around
the far
15.
right.
Kishbaugh is back there as Mitchell again holding for London as he again approaches and tries to get a little bit more juice into this one. It's angling toward Holcomb, takes it at the 20. Finds his wedge as he starts bouncing it out to the far side, trying to get up to the 30 before he is going to be brought down by Kern. But pretty good field position here for the Cougars, who are trailing 14-7 and need to do something to disrupt this rhythm.
Well, it looked like Holcomb missed his blocks. All of his blockers were set up over here to the close side of the field on the left, and he went right. Met the whole Yellowjackets
I think
coverage team right there.
He thought he might be able to use the speed and bounce it outside, but pretty fast pursuit there by Blue Ridge. But still pretty good field position here for the Cougars, who have had a lot of success when they're on the ground. And perhaps a little bit more success. This is really the first time that Jaeger's been able to benefit from the win. He's been playing into it, just so long that drive was for the Yellowjackets. As they're bunched up along the line of scrimmage, Ryan is able to go with a big burst down to the 30. Well, they're going to mark him down back at the almost 33. That is not...
That's a rough spot
yes,
there.
Yes, it is.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a...
Well, it looks like reason will prevail, and they'll put him out to the 34.
Yeah, it looked like the actual head referee came in and just spotted that an extra yard and a half from what the side judge was giving him.
Second down and 6. Clock moving toward 5 minutes to play in the half as handoff again Ryan, and again having to make some men miss as he gets to the 35, but no more. Muncie is there. And Palmer also, as that is just a 1-yard gain to set up a big 3rd and 5 play. Again, Blue Ridge going to get the kick to start the second half and potentially could have 4 minutes to work with offensively. if they can pick up this third down stop.
Well, and if you're a Yellow Jacket coach, or a defensive coach right here, you're just imploring your guys, we got to have this ball back. Because with PJ being able to throw the ball the way he does, and Esparza getting out on that outside, I think you got to feel pretty good about maybe getting another score here if you can hold them.
Third down 5 as everybody's bunched up near the line of scrimmage. Ryan here on the near side goes in motion as the instead hand goes to Kishbaugh, who's able to get over the 40 and then
Good
tripped
run.
up by Mitchell as he got over the 40. He's able to get 9 yards, but had it not been for Mitchell on the shoestring, that would have been quite a bit more.
Well, great block there by number 50, Kevin Whipple. Got hurt on the last defensive series, but gets in there and is able to get that edge so that Kishbaugh can get around the edge for a big gain. So huge play right there if you're the Show Low Cougars.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. If absolutely nothing else, it allows him to chew another couple of minutes off. As a man split out wide left, man in motion is Beeler, and instead a busted play is going to go back for a loss after Franco Harris is going to wrap up Yeager and spin him down on the wrong side of the 40 for the Show Low Cougars.
And I'm not quite sure what happened there. It looked like maybe 32, Maxwell, was supposed to be the dive man there, and they were trying to run the wishbone over here to the left side, but Maxwell just sort of hung around and got in the way of Beeler, and Yeager had nowhere to go.
So they're going to mark him down at the 42. That's fortunate for the Cougs, as that makes it second down and 12. Handoff again, goes inside where it was fumbled. Blue Ridge is indicating it has it. And there's the whistle and the call.
Man, that was couldn't tell by our replay there if that was due to the hit or if it was on the exchange. It was a really quick exchange there. Maxwell crashed hard, and then it must have been on the exchange because I didn't see him get hit really.
So they pick up the first down, but then turn it over. 3 minutes and 18 seconds left in a short field, starting on the Show Low 40 as London's from the shotgun. This time trying to start it up in the air where they go into the flat. Had by Marbella, but another drop. P.J. London plagued by his 4th drop today. He is only 4 of 11, but again, of those 7 misses, at least 4 of them probably should have been brought in.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That ball was right on the money. Marbell just trying to catch it into the pads. You got to get those hands out in front and secure them with the hands. Don't let it get in on your pads.
That would have probably gone for a first down. Instead, it's 2nd and 10. 14-7, the Yellowjackets leading and trying to take advantage after the first Show Low turnover. Shotgun snap had brought down Mitchell. No, they fake the give. London keeps it, and he will be brought down after just a 2-yard gain, maybe 3.
And
Irving there with the stop.
Irvin was not fooled there. PJ fakes the give and goes outside with Mitchell as the option guy, and he decides to keep it. Good defensive assignment right there by Irvin to stay with the ball carrier.
Blue Ridge taking its time now with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left, facing 3rd and 7.
I don't believe they've used a timeout yet either, have they, Derek?
No. Split backs as London's going under center. Single man split wide left with another man in the slot, and a timeout taken by the Yellowjackets.
I guess I cursed them.
Blue Ridge,
2.5
first time out of the half.
Left here, 14-7. It is the Yellowjackets in front and trying to take advantage of a Show Low turnover. It's Show Low Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
48-0. Round Valley is leading Coronado. That is going to set it up here for a potential regional championship tilt next week when the Elk and the Yellowjackets finish their regular seasons against one another. As that ball game will be at Blue Ridge and will be heard on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com. As here the Yellowjackets with 2 timeouts remaining after using their first. 3rd and 7. Split back behind London, who goes under center, starts moving to the left.
Harris.
He's pressured as he's now trying to go downfield, where it
good
is
catch.
juggled and
they're
is
going to
brought
say he
in.
got it.
Kern with his first catch, as London had 4
Let's see the
tacklers
replay here.
waiting by him. I think he did.
Yeah, good job by Kurt. Yeah, looked like he caught it. Sort of picked it right off the ground. Well, I guess not the ground, because then it wouldn't have been a catch, but it was falling to the ground. He was able to get it right before the ground got it.
23 yards on the reception. First player besides Esparza to get a catch is now at the 13-yard line. Again, under center goes London. Handed off Mitchell, who's trying to go to the left side, but this time unable to evade all the tacklers, as Irvin's the first one there to get the stop and set up a 2nd down and long with the clock ticking under 2 minutes to play here in the half.
Well, and if you're the Sholo defense, this is gut check time right here. You cannot allow them to get in the end zone. Due to that pass play, at the very best case scenario, you're going to hope for a field goal, but yeah, you've got to make sure that you put up a good stop right here if you're the Sholo D.
Esparza and Kern coming out wide to the right, as London will go back into the shotgun with Marbello standing to his right, looking in this direction. Instead, now starts moving to the left, backpedaling, nearly brought down, but now he's going along the far sideline and jumping out of bounds, very close to the yard marker. And right now the Cougars probably frustrated because they probably feel like they had him, as that was Whipple who nearly put 2 hands on his back, but London craftily avoids and sets up now 3rd down and 3.
And it looked like Cooper Irvin took sort of a tough angle right there. As London was backpedaling and he tried to go after him, he should have taken the sideline angle there.
3 backs as the handoff goes to Marbello, who is up closer to the line, and he just goes through the surge that his O-linemen generate down inside the 5, has a Mountain Mobile Autoglass 1st down, and takes it to the 2. 1st and goal with 75 seconds left. As Franco Harris, and I believe
Timeout. Sholo. Their
Sholo
second timeout of the
will
half.
use its second timeout, trailing 14-7 and trying to get a little bit more steely. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
So there's 1 minute and 16 seconds left. The Yellowjackets leading 14-7, forced a fumble, started this drive on the Sholo 40 and had a big 3rd down conversion that was a 24-yard pass between London and Kern, and then going right back to the ground game where they just used Franco Harris to get this down to the 2. Rushing to the line of scrimmage, under center goes London. Hand this one off. Mitchell tries to dive for the end zone, but is stopped inside the 1.
Yeah, great stop there by Cooper Irvin. Just meet Mitchell at the point of attack right there. You'll see here in the replay, just standing him straight up as he tries to leap over the pile. That was a great play.
2nd and 1, and again trying to keep it on the ground. This time London will go over the goal line and into the end zone for the score. Touchdown Blue Ridge, but that was just breaking the plane.
Yeah, that was referees called that from almost the corner of the end zones there. I guess they've got a better view than we do.
I think the Yellowjackets were able to take advantage of the really quick snap, as the Cougars didn't look like they were completely set and ready.
Yeah, and those are hard plays to stop when you're as a defensive lineman. You're so used to the cadence. And
London out there for the extra point as the kick is away and good. 21-7. The Yellowjackets now with a commanding lead, as Sholo hasn't really been able to generate much offense since that long opening drive. And
those turnovers are what kill you.
Yeah,
that's
even prior to that, they just were not getting much going. They had a couple of big gainers for Bryson Bryan, but otherwise not a lot of yardage. As was a long ground march on that first drive with just a one completion. To Yeager's credit, he has completed his last 3 passes for a combined 28 yards, but it's been a struggle when he's been forced to try to move the pocket and make stuff happen with his legs. The Yellowjackets have generally been able to swarm, and without much help from the ground game, there's just not a lot going on.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the story in the second half. If Sholo's offense doesn't get going, they haven't shown the penchant yet to be able to stop this offense of the Yellowjackets. So,
well, get ready for a potential return now, as Kishbaugh and Halcomb are back, and the wind has certainly picked up. As here comes London and keeps this one along the ground. Takes a big hop. We're able to run into this one as Halcomb as he gets over the 30. Still on his feet at the 35, but then brought down by Slaughter. But still pretty good field position at the 38. No, 38. 48 seconds.
Well, what do you do here, Derek? If you're the Sholo Cougars, you got to try to generate something, right?
I don't think they have any choice but to try to go.
Yeah, I think we'll see a few passes here by Yeager. We'll see if they do the rollouts or if they just try to drop it back and go deep here to someone. You got to try to generate something, some type of momentum going into the halftime.
He's going to actually put it at 37. 3 receivers coming to the near side as Yeager short drop and tries to get this one to Halcomb, but he had to take a knee to get his hands underneath it and gains just a yard.
Well, they go to the pass, but not a deep pass.
I think ideally that would have been an opportunity for Halcomb to try to make something happen with his legs. Instead, it's just a 2nd and 9 now opportunity as Yeager going to the far side where Halcomb's going to go into triple coverage and nearly bring that one down.
Yeah, it looked like maybe offensive pass interference potentially there.
Lester was the intended receiver.
Yeah, Kern was out there on defense, I believe, number 5, and Lester was going deep and just gave him the old forearm shiver to the neck. The referee standing right there did not make the call, but
so now with the timeout remaining for the Yellowjackets, 23 seconds left, and nothing else, you can force the Cougars into a punting situation that may or may not be something that they want to deal with. 3 receivers going to the right side. Yeager from this gun. Pressure being shown as they fake a give, start moving the pocket to the right, throw it underneath, had by Beeler as he slips a tackle at the 40, and he gets over the 45 and down to midfield, so they won't have to worry about the punt. 12-yard pickup on the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Well, once again, you get Yeager moving that pocket. He's found success with that. Clock continues to tick here. We're going to be under 10 seconds when the ball is snapped.
There's Beeler's first reception, is this time moving the pocket to the left, throwing this one in, intercepted by London as the pass was behind Halcomb. He's moving to the left, gets to the far sideline, and looks like he'll just take it out of bounds, and that is how the half will end. Pass went behind Halcomb. Otherwise, he might have been able to start trying to make some people miss, but it's all moot as P.J. London has the deflection and interception, and that is how the half ends. 21-7. The Yellowjackets have run off 3 straight scores and lead at intermission. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, lit to smile, love your smile.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
I got this. Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Winning takes focus, preparation, and support. Keep focused on your dream career while saving thousands in tuition costs at Northland Pioneer College. We're here to support your goals and see you succeed. Visit npc.edu to see our programs. An academic advisor will get you on the right path to achieve your educational goals. Northland Pioneer College, expanding minds, transforming lives.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
21-7 here at halftime as the ball game started with Blue Ridge winning the toss, electing to defer, but the Show Low Cougars then going 68 yards, primarily on the ground, to get the game's first score. Then a 42-yard pass completed for the Yellowjackets between London and Kern. Kern, who had all but one of the 5 completions. No, excuse me, Esparza. Kern had the last one. Eventually watched as the drive stalled after Show Low's D got tough inside the 10, and a PJ London pass was picked off. And then after that, it was really just the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets show, as though the Cougars were able to at one point put together a drive that involved a few first downs. They wound up eventually stalling after a sack pretty deep into Blue Ridge territory. And otherwise, it's just been the Blue Ridge ground game, featuring London, who has 50 yards on 8 carries, and Damon Mitchell, who has 75 yards on 16 carries. London has been able to do just enough with his arm. He's 5 of 12 for 123 yards, but he has, as we've been mentioning, had quite a few drops. But those have almost just been setting up the ground attack, and even though it's been a grinding ground attack, the Blue Ridge front's been doing just enough to make sure that Mitchell's able to make some people miss and then go forward.
Well, and Mitchell really, after he gets hit by that initial man, he keeps those legs churning. He's been able to grind out some really tough yardage. What did you say, 75 yards on 15 carries? So, you know, that's really been the story for him, toting the ball. 4 or 5 yards a pop each time, probably getting hit after the first yard and then gaining that extra 3 or 4 every time that he's hit.
I think the bigger story at this point, though, is everything that the Yellowjackets have done since that opening drive defensively. What's been the biggest adjustment that you've recognized?
I think just defensively they've been able to not allow the ball to get spread around like it did on that first drive. If you think about what we saw on that first drive from the Cougars, it was the wide receivers getting involved. It was Beeler coming around the edge. It was Ryan running up the middle. It just seemed to be a much more spread out attack, and the Yellowjackets have been able to just take away a few of those things. And the Cougars have not been able to have that same success with finding the ground game going. The passing game hasn't been there. Yellowjackets have really just locked it down on defense.
Cougars have Colton Yeager, 6 of 11 for 51 yards. And then as far as the rushing goes, Bryson Ryans had a good half, 7 carries for 58 yards. Quinton Maxwell has 15 yards on just 4 carries. But they have just not been able to string any of these big gainers with one another, and just haven't been able to do just the 3 or 4 yards in clouds of dust that the Yellowjackets have been able to generate.
Yeah, I think that's where the Cougars are missing what the Yellowjackets have in just that grinder of a runner. Like what we talked about with Mitchell, being able to grind out the tough yards. It seems like when those Cougar backs have been hit in the backfield, that they're stopped right then and there. They've been able to have some success around the edge, especially with Beeler running that little jet sweep thing that he does from the halfback position, but really that's been their ground game. Anything up the middle, they have not been able to grind out those tough yards.
So this, at least through one half, seems to be setting up a big matchup next week at Blue Ridge between the Yellowjackets and the Round Valley Elk. It's still 48-0 in the Dome, and the Yellowjackets, or the Elk, I beg your pardon, have started to spread the wealth with some of the reserves. But that sets up a big matchup after we were in the Dome last week watching Round Valley knock off Snowflake, and everybody seems as if they're doing everything to set up a big one next weekend.
It's going to have all the implications of a championship game, and that's what you want at the end of the season, be it shortened or not, right? So
21-7 at halftime. Blue Ridge is in front, and we'll get the football to start. It's halftime at Sholo. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Attention high school juniors and seniors. It's game time. Get ready to transform your life. Northland Pioneer College offers high school students the opportunity to earn college credit while in high school. Get ahead of the game. Complete college classes before you graduate. Visit npc.edu/advising to learn more. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, lit to smile, love your smile.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
I got this. Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Thanks, Google. Friggin'.
Winning
30
takes
seconds,
focus,
guys.
preparation, and
That's what I
support.
wanted.
Keep focused on your dream career while saving thousands in tuition costs at Northland Pioneer College. We're here to support your goals and see you succeed. Visit npc.edu to see our programs. An academic advisor will get you on the right path to achieve your educational goals. Northland Pioneer College, expanding minds, transforming lives.
21-7 here at intermission. The Blue Ridge Yellowjackets leading the Sholo Cougars as we will take a quick peek back at our Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car or just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware. Your helpful place with 3 locations in Pinetop, Overguard, and Sholo. The biggest key to the game was really not necessarily P.J. London, but who is going to rise up and help P.J. London get some offensives generated. And I think that he's had the biggest helper in the form of Esparza, who has 4 catches for 99 yards.
Yeah, and
you highlighted him. Let me go ahead and give you that.
Yeah, my homework this week paid off, Derek. So, yeah, Esparza has been able to get past the defense. Here, as you can see, there's his first touchdown of the game right there on the replay. Really, his quickness, he's got good hands. And honestly, we'd be talking, too, about Kern right now, but he's got 3 drops, unfortunately. And that was, so when we talked about London being able to get some help, he has found that. And that's been the key to the Yellowjackets' success on offense so far, I believe.
Let's go down to senior field correspondent Ron Irvingham, who's going to have something on his mind that he wants to let loose.
Derek had a chance to at least hear Coach Maxwell rant and rave as he went by, basically just suggesting that they're getting outplayed and that they need to just kind of man up and play a little harder. So that was basically his sentiments. I won't relay exactly what was said, but we'll just leave it right there.
I think you certainly gave us a clear picture.
He didn't want to talk too much. Let's just put it that way. He's still a little fired up from halftime.
Well, he's got an awful lot on his mind as his team's been having a really hard time getting everything squared away defensively, as we've already talked about it here during this break. But P.J. London, 5 for 12, and the Cougars pretty fortunate that he's only 5 for 12 because of the drops for 123 yards. Reese Esparza has been the highlighted target, 4 catches for 99 yards, and then London on the ground with 8 carries to get 50 yards, including a touchdown. And Damon Mitchell, 16 carries for 75 yards. But again, the longest run for any of these Yellowjackets, London's got one for 19, Mitchell's got one for 18, and otherwise it's just been a grinding, constant attack.
Well, and I think if you're Coach Maxwell for the Cougars, that is where your frustration's coming from, is Mitchell shouldn't have 75 yards. As we talked about when we came back from break initially here in the halftime, he's gotten that yardage after the first contact. So the Cougars schematically are doing what they need to. They're filling the holes, they're getting there, but they're not bringing him down. And so, yes, if you're Coach Maxwell, you're exactly like what Ron said. Hey, man up, guys. We've got to make some tackles. If we can't expect to bring down a good runner like Mitchell with weak tackling and going high on him. You got to get low. So there's a lot that I believe, because as a coach, you do everything you can to get the boys ready, right, all week long. You drive up the right schematic, and then you put them in a place to make a play. And if they don't do it, it just gets under your skin.
21-7 at halftime. Blue Ridge going to get the kick to start the second half. We'll have it for you right after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
21-7 here to start the second half. Jacob Kern is deep, but I believe that's Damon Mitchell and Esparza that are along the 15, ready to kick this one away. Haven't seen this look from Sholo in quite some time, as I believe out to kick that away is Tanner Lusk. He's got it up at the 40 as he approaches and the second half begins. This one is returnable. Taken. Oh, it's off of the Kern's hands and having to go all the way back to the end zone, where he will be brought down now at the 10. And big break for the Cougars as they're looking for something to jolt the defense, and that might do the trick.
Yeah, that could play big here to start the second half. So if you're the Cougars, if you can hold them right here, now the field has flipped. Blue Ridge would be punting into that stiff wind that has been sort of relentless here, coming from the south to the north, as we figured out.
Eventually. Here comes T.J. London, who has thrown for 123 yards. He has rushed for 50. He's got Mitchell waiting in the backfield. He has 75 yards. This is not the first time that the Yellowjackets have found themselves in this circumstance, as they went 90 yards over 7 minutes on one of their more recent scoring drives. Is now London trying to get one of his men in motion, and a little bit of a broken play as it looked like he wanted to hand off to Marbello. Instead, he's going to have to take this one over the line of scrimmage and gain just a yard.
And I wonder if on that one, if he was supposed to option out or if Marbello was just supposed to come in and get the handoff. But, yeah, definitely a broken play there.
But it was confusion from the start, as Marbello was seemingly supposed to be in motion much sooner, but London could not coerce him. So now 1 yard gain, 2nd and 9, as they've moved it out to the 11. Same formation. Marbello off on the slot. Now he goes into motion, moving to the right side. That's actually Mitchell. And they're looking in this direction is London. Pass behind him, but still he's able to bring it down and then nearly runs out of a tackle and is eventually brought down by one of the Cougars. And he's a little bit slow getting up after he has a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down to the 26 and a 15-yard gain.
Coming right into your screen right there. Good catch by Mitchell as the ball was thrown behind him a little bit. Able to just reach back and get that ball.
And he wore that one.
Yeah, that was quite the shot.
I couldn't see who brought him down. I could not see who was initially there or who delivered that mighty blow, as Mitchell's going to go out as well as two other Yellowjackets as on this 1st and 10 play
That might have been Cooper Irvin on that tackle coming from that outside linebacker position over there.
So Esparza splits wide to the left, and in the backfield to the left of London is Marbello. From the shotgun, London on this 1st and 10 play from the 26, fakes the handoff to Marbello, keeps this himself, goes over the right side of the line, gets to the 30, and is eventually brought down after a pretty sound 4-yard gain.
It's a good job of London following his blockers right there, not trying to do too much. You know, Mitchell's out of the game right now for a little bit, unless he's coming in now. But, yeah, if you're PJ, you don't need to do too much there. Just go pick up your 3 or 4 yards and get to second and short.
Slaughter and Kern also coming off the sideline with Mitchell, who has gone ahead and recovered from that big blow as Mitchell goes off to the right of the line. Esparza going in motion to the left, joins 2 other receivers as they're running in this direction is London, tucks it. He's going to carry this one all the way over the 40 and brings this one down to the 42. I thought I saw a flag come out, but that might have just been somebody playing catch behind the stands.
With the yellow helmets, too. Maybe it was just a flash of yellow.
But that's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down and a gain out to the 42. Pickup of 11.
And once again, though, Derek, we talked about it during halftime. Yards after initial contact. London got another 5 yards right there after the initial missed tackle. Got to bring him down.
And this drive started at the 10, is already approaching midfield. 4 receivers set as they're dropping back after the shotgun. Snap is London, nearly brought down in the backfield, but he's able to get free and then throw this one to Kern. Caught over midfield to the 40. Still on his feet as he's coming to the near sideline. He's at the center of the field before he's brought down by Beeler, but it's all the way out to the Sholo 34-yard line. And a pickup, of, I'm going to say 24?
Yeah, that was a big gain right there. Everyone just lost Kern over there along the left sideline. And London, that's where he's the most dangerous. You think he's going to run, but he pulls up and puts a pass right on the money to Kern. And Kern about broke that thing.
22 yards on that Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. 1st and 10 at the Sholo 34. Fake the handoff. Now moving to the left. Backpedaling, and this time will be brought down by a couple of different Cougars.
Well, great pressure there that time. Big number 88, A.J. Henderson, coming off of that defensive end position. Just you'll see him coming to your screen right here along with all of his buddies. Actually, it looks like that was 75, Nathan Jones, who got there first, and A.J. Henderson comes in and cleans it up.
9-yard loss? No, 11-yard loss. Back to the 45. 2nd and 21.
I feel like that might be the first sack, too, for the defense, correct?
Yes. But still leading 21-7 are the Yellowjackets with the clock approaching 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter. From the shotgun, dropping back into Blue Ridge territory is London. Now he's going to uncourt, going up the center of the field, but he's well overthrowing Kern.
Yeah, good defense there by Yeager, playing the free safety position, not allowing Kern to get any depth on him and to get behind him. Ball, that's a bomb right there by London. That's into that stiff wind we've been talking about all night from about the 50-yard line.
Went about 60 yards in the air, but it only needed 50.
Yep.
So make it 3rd down and 21 here with 8:02 to go. 1 by 3 coming from the left to the right with the wide receivers, and the lone man in the backfield is Marbello trying to set up a screen to him. He's got to catch this one with a couple of blockers in front. Makes a man miss.
Good
no, he does not.
Beeler.
Beeler is going to bring him down in the open field. Great job there by Beeler.
Yeah, great recognition there by Beeler, coming off of his linebacker position there, not being fooled. You had the three defensive linemen, for the Cougars just getting after London. And you thought for a minute there was going to be a lot of open space, but Beeler coming from that outside linebacker position, filling the hole and playing perfectly.
Back to receive a punt is Kishbaugh. London going to kick it away as that big sack on first down really changed the complexion of that drive. Now the kick is off the side of his foot and hanging up by that wind, and it's going to be a great field position to start for the Cougars, as it looks like they'll mark this one all the way over the 35 to the 39.
4-yard punt? What was that?
A 3-yard punt.
Yeah, that was, and that wasn't really the wind. I think that was just a miss by London.
Well, he was thinking about the wind, though.
Yeah, that's in your mind.
So they don't give up any points to the Cougars. They're still trailing 21-7, but man, that's got to be a huge shot in the arm. When it looked like the Yellow Jacket offense was marching, they get the big sack on first down, and now the offense back out there. Yeager with Ryan in the backfield. He gets the call. He's moving to the left. He's over the 40 before he is cut down by 3 Yellow Jackets, though he does gain 4.
Well, there's those tough 4 yards that you need if you're the Cougars. Yellow Jackets come off the pile with the ball there, but referee's already ruling him down, it looks like. So
see what happens here after this. We're keeping an eye on the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. As that first down sack, if Sholo is able to really get some points and get back into this one, not that they're out, they're only down by 2 scores. It's just been so long since the offense has been able to find pay dirt that might really come back to prove to be one of the more decisive plays of the game. Is now facing 2nd down and 6. Yeager gets a lot of movement, and that might be against the jumping Yellow Jacket defense, and that's the signal.
Prior to the snap, encroachment defense, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
I think that's just the 2nd penalty flag against the Yellow Jackets.
I think you're right, Derek. Yeah, they've played a really clean game for the most part, and Cougars come out and just say, hey, we're going to hard count it.
Yeah.
Everyone stay put.
Make it 2nd down and 1. As White is going to serve as a lead blocker for Yeager, but he hesitates and fights his way forward toward midfield, and he does have just enough for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down, pending a late flag that was tossed by the umpire right toward the end of the play. So the bigger question is, does the play stand?
During the run, blocked below the waist, offense number 50. Be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, replay 2nd down.
And the answer to that question is no.
Yeah, and you saw it on our replay there. 50, chop block number 71. He was trying to chase down the play, and he just took out his knees. So, yeah, good call by the officials there. I know if you're a Sholo Cougar fan, you're not happy about that, but a good call nonetheless by the official.
All the way back to the 33.
Yeah, and that's killer if you're the Cougars right there. That you had something going. You had a first down at about the 50-yard line, right? And
so after they pick up the encroachment flag to make it 2nd and 1, now they're facing 2nd and 16 when it looked as if they had gained the first down. 3 receivers going to the far side as Yeager spinning to his right and now running in that direction where he short hops one of his defenders that was intended for Lester, and a flag comes out again.
Maybe pass interference. It looked like Kern sort of had Lester wrapped up there a little bit. I don't know if the ball was necessarily catchable, but let's see what they call here.
Both of these flags, if it is indeed PI against Blue Ridge, they
signaled
ineligible player downfield. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
I was going to say it's going to be frustrating for both sides because the chop block came well behind the run.
Yeah.
Didn't need to make that play, or especially one that was a negative play. And then if that was a pass interference flag, it was well defended. Yeager trying to throw that one into traffic on the move. It didn't need to grab a hold. So that don't have to talk about that one, though, because it's going to be 3rd and 16, and the Sholo Cougars, after all that hype coming out of this seat, in danger of not doing much after that big defensive stop. So Yeager facing 3rd and 16, fakes the give, pressured, now going to throw it over the top and again into traffic, but it's just going to be beyond his receiver's outstretched arms and falling incomplete. The intended man is A.J. Henderson, I believe.
Yeah, the tight end position coming off the line there. First time I believe they've tried to go to him tonight.
Yeah. So now 6 for 12 for 51 yards is Yeager, and he is going to be punting with this wind at his back. Clock stopped, 5:56 to go in the 3rd quarter. They got the stop, they got the bad punt, but they couldn't do much with it, could the Cougars, as back to receive this kick is Cody Wallace. As don't have enough players on the field, as Holcomb looks like he's less than whole. Is there, the snap is had, and the high kick is going to bounce around and eventually fall at the 35. So pretty good field position here for Blue Ridge, which might have just, well, of course they were aided, but were poised to have a little bit of momentum coming up Sholo's way, but sidestepped it niftily.
Yeah, that was a big defensive stop there for the Yellow Jackets. And, well, I guess the Cougars stopped themselves, right? They had a first down out around midfield, but that chop block penalty was the key to that defensive stop if you're the Yellowjackets.
8 of 16 for 162 yards and a touchdown is London. He's also now gained 57 yards on 12 carries, though lost 9 on that sack play. Going to get this one back on the ground as the handoff goes Mitchell, and he is again met at the line of scrimmage, but again able to stumble his way out for a couple of yards. And I don't mean to make that sound disparaging, because he is doing so much to get this positive yardage after he is met at the line.
Yeah, he's just a hard runner. That's what you love seeing out of a high school running back right there, just not willing to go down, just constantly churning those legs and getting those tough yards.
Second down, calling it 8, 21-7, Blue Ridge leading, as again Mitchell is the lone back, dropping back and now moving to the left, now stopping, sidestepping. Tony Romoing is now moving to the far sideline, is London before he is pushed out of bounds. Irvin's there with the stop, but not before London gains 3 yards to set up a mid-range third down opportunity.
Yeah, that's where quarterbacks like P.J. London are so difficult to defend, and it looks like maybe if Irvin on that stop, he's probably playing a little bit of a spy position right there. As if you're the Cougars, I would imagine that would be something you'd have to play when you're playing against P.J. London.
3rd and 4, as again there's confusion with the personnel coming off the sideline. Cougars are seemingly set. Shotgun snap, moving to the right. London looking in this direction, now throwing it into the flat where Mitchell has this one caught over the 40, gets it to the 45, and has enough for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. Beeler with the stop, but not before 5 yards are gained.
There's what happens when two unstoppable forces meet each other. Beeler and Mitchell right there, two of the more harder hitting players out here on the field tonight, and that's what you love to see when it comes to football.
5 minutes even here in the third quarter, 21-7. Blue Ridge is leading and again marching after picking up that first down. Wallace split wide to the left. 3 receivers bunched up right off the line. Marbello in the backfield. No, that's Mitchell, as there's going to try to drop that one off instead. Now he's going to be forced to tuck it. Is London now coming from the left to the right and getting all the way over midfield and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down after it looked as if London was corralled.
Yeah, look at that move on the replay that he put on Beeler, just faking inside, bounce it outside, and after a great tackle on the last play by Beeler, he gets a little bit of slice of humble pie right there by P.J. London.
London looked like he did not have anywhere to go. I thought he was going to have to unload, but instead he gets it into Sholo territory at the 40-yard line. 4:51 to go, 21-7 still the Yellowjackets lead. Offset eye in the backfield, handoff Mitchell as he is again met in the backfield but slips that tackler, now pushes it out to the far side. He's in open field at 30 before he's brought down out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Pick up of 14 and another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. That is the second longest run for Mitchell of his 18 carries, and it gets him to the 91-yard marker. He has just been grinding it out, but that time he got some space and bounced it out.
Well, and I know we sound like a broken record on that, but what was it? 2 guys
during the run, personal foul, face mask, defense, number 36, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Uh-oh. I never saw that flag. Sorry, we're talking about the referee here.
And it's really starting to come down here on the Cougars.
Yeah, that's one of those plays right there that just everything goes wrong. You have him tackled at least, or you've touched him for a loss, right? I think that was 73 that I saw the number flash inside, and then he makes another guy miss, and then you get a penalty to boot. So
Mitchell again deep, as this time they go Marbello as he split through a couple of tacklers before he was met at the second level. Irvin there with the stop, and that's a good thing that he got there because Marbello was quick to the line, and had he been able to slip that last tackler, he might have been able to get all the way in. Instead, it is a 2-yard gain, make it second down and 8.
Well,
just the second carry for Marbello, incidentally.
Well, and I think we're going to see a lot of the same right here. When the Yellowjackets get into this red zone, they just bunch it up and bring it right at you.
3 men in the backfield go Mitchell as he goes diving over the left side of the line and picks up a couple of yards to make it now third down, maybe 5.
Well, and this is where we'll get a chance to see if Coach Maxwell's pep talk during halftime brings out the men in the Sholo Cougars defense right here. So third and, what is that, about 5 or 6 maybe?
Pep talk or keister chewing.
Yes.
3rd down and 6. Handoff
they
goes to
stopped
one of
him.
the up men as he is running into all sorts of humanity at the line of scrimmage and only gains about a yard. Franco Harris there getting the call, but gains very little.
Oh, the humanity. I love it. Well, here we go, I guess. Looks like maybe they'll go for
a
it.
Potential knockout blow here on 4th and 5. They could pick up the first down right around the 4. Shotgun formation is London. Looks like he's trying to set up a direct snap had by Mitchell as they're going to go to the left side and hand this one off to Kern, who's trying to throw this one into the end zone for London, but it is incomplete. A flag came down as I think London was in motion, and that is the call.
I'm sure they'll decline that to get the ball back.
Illegal shift on the offense. That penalty is declined. It's turnover on downs. First down.
So the Cougars just refuse to go away.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. That's exactly what your coach wanted to order up. If you're Coach Maxwell, they held him inside the 20 right there. That's the first red zone stop for the Cougars tonight. So, well, I guess I take that back. The interception on the first drive for the Yellowjackets, right? So.
Yes. So now 3 minutes remaining. There's an awful lot of time, and it's still just 2 scores separating these teams. Now Ryan coming off the field. So that has been the most effective offensive element for the Cougars as he's coming off 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd. As Yeager is in the backfield with Kishbaugh, who's going to get the catch and brought down at the line of scrimmage by Franco Harris and Heisler.
Well, and there's big Franco Harris coming out of that middle linebacker position. Read that play and where it was going the whole time. Kishbaugh didn't have a chance.
Ryan and White coming off the sideline now as Lester and Kishbaugh will come back to the sideline. 2nd down, actually a big loss on the play. Make it 2nd and 13 as Yeager, with pressure being shown by the Blue Ridge front, hands this one off to Ryan, trying to get to the far side where he turns the corner, gets over the 10, and it's brought down at the 12 by Cody Wallace. He picks up about 7, but it'll still be 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that's what you need right there if you're the Cougars, because you're getting real dangerous right there to safety territory if something goes wrong, right? So at least you have a little bit of breathing room here. See what you can dial up on a 3rd down play. I'd love to see Yeager roll to his left. That's where we've seen the passing be efficient for him, and guys have been open, especially Esparza out there. Or sorry, Holcomb.
Ryan's in the backfield, but instead it's going to be Kishbaugh. He comes from the far side. Now he's got to see him as he goes up the 20, 30, and out of bounds at the 35. Mountain Level Autoglass first down and a pickup of 24.
Well, I guess they did the exact opposite of what I said. Run it to the right instead of roll to your left for the pass. And that's why I'm up here in the booth and not down on the sideline calling plays.
Boy, howdy did they need that. The Cougars with their biggest play from scrimmage. And it comes here with 1 minute and 41 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. They're still trailing 21-7, but they got it out to their own 35. Ryan's in the backfield alongside Yeager, who's in the gun. Drop it up. No, he's going to keep it and runs over the right side of the line. Gets over the 40 and surges forward very close to the 45, and he might have a first down. Muncie's there with the stop, but it looks as if it's not before Yeager gains 10 yards, and they're moving the chains.
Well, and if you watch on the replay there, you'll see Franco Harris once again blitzing, but he came off the right side of the line that time. Yeager running to his right, so runs away from that pressure for the first down.
21-7, the Yellowjackets with the lead, but now the Cougars are driving as the handoff goes Ryan as he's trying to again get that far side, but this time Franco Harris is able to track him down and stop him for a short gain. 10 carries, 70 yards for Ryan. And he's been getting an awful lot of success trying to string it out and catch the corner, but that time Franco Harris was saying none of it.
Yeah, Yellowjackets are, I think they're sort of smelling it a little bit here. We've got to bear down now and make sure that we get a stop. Can't allow the momentum to shift.
2nd and 9. Yeager from the gun. He's keeping this one. Again, trying to go to the right side. And again, met by Ronan Palmer, who's going to deny him after just a 1-yard gain.
That was a good play by Palmer. He's getting double teamed over there on that left side, or sorry, excuse me, on the right side of the line of the Cougars. Able to shed those blocks and come up big for the stop right there.
Might be the last play of the fourth quarter. It's 3rd and 7, right around midfield, as Yeager with the shotgun snap hands this off Kishbaugh, trying to with that same play, but this time brought down at the line of scrimmage by Harris. A great play to track him down, because if he was able to get by him, he might have had a first.
Yeah, look at all these blockers coming around on the replay, Derek. He's got a bunch of guys out there. Harris is the last line of defense for the Yellowjackets. Just a great play right there, and that's definitely saved a first down.
And that will be the last play of the fourth quarter. 4th and 5 coming up, 21-7. Blue Ridge is in front. It's the Show Ford presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Fourth and 5. Sholo hasn't been able to score since its first possession. They're right at midfield. They have watched as the Yellowjackets have taken it deep into the Cougar territory 3 different times here in this second half. So they'd be handing it over pretty much in Cougar territory, but do they need to go for it here starting the fourth quarter?
I mean, I think so, Derek. The way this game's been going with teams running the clock, each team's getting about 2 possessions each a quarter, so you got to go for it if you're the Cougars down 14.
They're lined up and poised as Yeager's from the shotgun. Yellowjackets near the line of scrimmage, and it doesn't look as if anybody knew the snap count as the center fired that one off too early, and that forced Yeager into the position of just having to try to make something happen when he didn't have anything available. And it looks as if one young man is kneeling with the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if they were doing that hard count again, trying to draw the Yellowjackets offside to make it a 4th and even shorter. Because what was it, 4th and 6 or 7? Oh, was
Yeager,
it 5? So
to
it would
his
have been
credit,
a first
gained
down.
3 yards.
Yeah, shoot.
But,
tough break.
Yep. So handing it off to the Yellowjackets on their own 48. Handed off to Mitchell as he is again trying to make some men miss around the line of scrimmage and is again able to fight his way forward for 5 yards. Irvin's there at the stop, but not before that 5-yard gainer gets him very close to the century mark, as Mitchell has needed 20 carries to get to 98 yards. And again, it's just been a grind. I don't think he has been stopped for negative yardage once, even though he's been met regularly right around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great hard runner, and that's going to be the steady dosage right here. We're going to see him get 10 carries before the ball game's over, I think.
Well, they fake the handoff and then come back outside to Esparza, who is able to make a man miss along the line of scrimmage and then run out to the 45 and maybe even close to the 40. Looks like he's just shy of the yard marker as he picks up 4 on that carry and make it 3rd and 1.
Well, once again, just tough tackling by the Cougars. Man's in position. You have Maxwell sitting right there on the route. Sparza just a little shifty kid making him miss. So great move to get that, to get some positive yardage. Sorry, I was going to say a first down, but not quite a first down yet.
Saying it's 3rd and a short 2. Handed off Mitchell, who's again met at the line of scrimmage, but keeps his legs moving and falls forward. And they're saying move the chains. It's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
That puts him over the century mark too, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, good for Mitchell right there.
And perhaps more importantly for the Yellowjackets is it looks like they're trying to slow things down a little bit. Clock moving, 10.5 minutes to go. Just 2 scores separate these teams. But that's a little bit deceptive, in large part because since that opening drive, the Yellowjacket defense has been tough. From the shotgun, London sends Mitchell in motion, left to right behind the line. Now he turns it upfield, serving as a blocker as London trying to make a man miss along the line of scrimmage, but Beeler is not having any of that as he denies him and might have had a fumble. Taking a look at the replay as London was hit hard.
The way everyone scrambled too, it was almost like he lost the ball.
couple of big hits there for P.J. London as he loses a yard on that play.
He definitely lost that ball, Derek, but they're keeping it with the Yellowjackets. As you saw in the replay there, London.
I think his forward progress would probably.
You're probably right. They probably called that whistle.
Actually, now a 2-yard loss is shown by the scoreboard. So 2nd and 12. Kern, the lone man, split wide on the left. He got Esparza in the slot. Now Mitchell in motion to come into the near side. Flags come out. I think this is another motion penalty. Is now dropping back and having all sorts of time as this one is nearly had by Kern, but it's through his hands and incomplete. But this will probably be another 5-yard loss. And there's the signal.
Illegal shift.
Yeah, Mitchell was moving forward before the ball had been snapped.
Illegal shift on the offense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, 3rd down.
Okay.
Well, in fairness,
I guess you'd rather go 3rd and 12 or so, 3rd and 13 instead of 2nd and 18.
Got the 22-yard gain on 3rd down in the first drive of the second half, but otherwise 2 yards, 5 yards, and 4 yards on passing plays. Yellowjackets don't have many 12-yard plays that they can lean back on. So gives you a little bit of an idea what Sholo's thinking. As now from the shotgun, London moving to his left, now stops, unloads as he's trying to get this one over the middle, but it's instead intercepted. Lots of room there as Yeager is going from the far sideline. He's at the 40, he's over midfield, and he has it out of bounds at the Blue Ridge 45. Second interception thrown by London, and here are the Cougars with another golden opportunity.
Man, and right in the middle of your screen there on the replay, you saw a huge collision right in the middle of the field. And great pick there by Yeager. Now we'll see if he can take that offense and go make this a ball game with 9 minutes to go.
So mark him at the Blue Ridge 48. Yeager, of course, the Cougar quarterback, having to now come out and call signals after that long run. I believe his return was about 35 yards. As he sets it up with 2 receivers coming to the near side. And Ryan, the lone man in the backfield, who gets the call, bounces this out to the right, now cuts it back up as he gets over the 45. And London there with the stop, but not before 6 yards are gained, maybe even 7. That was a good run there by Ryan.
Yeah, you'll see here on the replay, makes a good little move, plants that right foot and cuts back inside. Is able to get himself another 5 yards to bring his team to 2nd and short.
Give him 8 yards on that one. 2nd down and 2 with 8 minutes and 41 seconds left. As there the shotgun snap brought down. This time it's White. No, Maxwell is going to go over the 40 to the 35 and pick up a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down after Slaughter forces him out of bounds. Clock stopped now at 8:33. 21-7, Blue Ridge leading, but getting deeper into Yellowjacket territory are the Cougars, as this one's now to 34.
Well, and if you're the Cougars here, you might want to think about taking a shot. Maybe they're not quite there. I think once you get past the 30, you might see a shot.
That wind, though.
That's a good point.
Here, Yeager from the shotgun. Yellowjackets nearly in the neutral zone, but able to contain themselves as there the high snap is brought down, fake the give. There's Yeager trying to move to the left side. He gets over the 30. He's already down to the 27-yard line. Pickup of about 7. Clock moving. There's still 2 scores separating these teams, but the Cougars showing the best offense since that first possession.
Well, that's a great little play right there. If you're Yeager, he's able to cut that back up inside. Nothing was going outside. The Yellowjackets have done a good job of containing the edge, but getting back inside to get some good positive yardage.
Stuart Bryan off the field, as Maxwell will be the lone back. And they fake the handoff to him, trying to set up a screen. He's coming to the near side. Low pass, but it's going to be had and forced out of bounds with enough for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down, as that one is brought in by Lane Perkins.
First time we called his name tonight. That was a great pass by Yeager right there. That had some good zip on it. Threw that ball on a line about 25 yards or so from the middle of the field to that outside hash, or out to the outside corner.
That play took a long time to develop. They got 8 yards out of it. Moved the chains close to the red zone. Stewart back out there. Bryan, I should say, is there. He's met in the backfield by Franco Harris. Stuart Bryan brought down by that sophomore.
Franco Harris, man, for a sophomore, he is a baller. He has been doing some work at that middle linebacker position tonight. And once again, not fooled by the misdirection that Sholo was trying to run there.
Beg your pardon, that's Bryson Ryan. Here's Beeler, who's going over the right side, and Franco Harris gets the stop as they're bringing this one down to the 16 on 2nd and 12 to make it now 3rd down and about 7.
Well, we're going to get within 7 minutes here at the end of the game. If you're Sholo, I think it's probably about time to throw the ball around a little bit. This clock's got to stop. That's your own worst enemy right now.
3rd down and 6 with the clock under 7 minutes to go. And another long developing play as Ryan's going to eventually cut this one up going over the far side. He's over the 10, has a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass 1st down to the 8-yard line where Wallace is able to bring him down. But this is now a 1st and goal situation with 6 minutes and 43 seconds left. 21-7, the Yellowjackets are leading, but the Cougars are pounding at the door.
Looks like they're going with about that same shotgun formation that they did on the last play.
Shotgun snap, fake the give. Yeager, he's got to make a couple of men miss, but can't make the 2nd or 3rd as Heisler brings him down for a loss.
I don't know if that was a quarterback keeper option. If he could have given it to Ryan out there going to the left side, it looked like there was more real estate that way than keeping it. But
I think
maybe it was a design run to go.
So much play in the backfield, though, that he just kind of had to panic and try to make something out of it.
That's true.
As there's now less than 6 minutes to go, Yeager from the shotgun starts moving to the left, throws this one toward the end zone where it's nearly
London.
picked by London, but it's dropped and incomplete.
Oh, that would have sealed the game right there for the Yellowjackets. You can see on the replay here, London reads the quarterback's eyes, steps right in the lane, and just
timeout. Sholo, their first timeout of the half.
First timeout taken by Sholo, 21-7. The Cougars are trailing with 5:52 to go. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
All right, you're clear for 30.
All right.
You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy. You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 12. 5 minutes and 52 seconds left. 21-7. Blue Ridge leading, but trying to take advantage of the 2nd P.J. London interception. Yeager, who picked that one off on 1st and goal, was brought down in the backfield and then nearly had one of his passes intercepted.
Was that Sholo's first time out of the half? Do they still have 2?
They have 2.
So if you need to, you can run the ball here if you feel like that's your best play call. But
he's got Ryan in the backfield, and he gets the call. Trying to come to the right side. Cuts
Good
it
move.
up as he gets to the 5. And he's in the end zone for the score. Touchdown, Sholo. 12 yards out to get the score, and it's now a 1-possession ball game.
And almost an identical play on what they scored on their first drive. Ryan off to the right, makes a great cutback, plants that right foot, just makes a good cutback. That's Ryan with his 2nd touchdown of the night. Great play right there.
Now a big extra point is coming in to kick this one is Tanner Lusk. Yeager with the high snap, it's down, the kick is away, and it is good.
So probably an onside kick coming now, huh?
I don't think so.
You kick it away?
They got 2 timeouts and have been able, if nothing else, to thwart Blue Ridge drives, although they've had to use some turnovers and such. As we got a couple of scores for you. Snowflake wins over Bourgate Catholic, 31-10. Last time we heard, Round Valley was all over Coronado out of Scottsdale. That score was 48-0. might have just been a halftime score, but we also were told that they were allowing for some of the younger players to gain experience. This one is rather surprisingly coming down to the wire, 21-14. Remember, it was 21-7 at the end of the half. And I don't think that really this is a case of the Yellowjackets taking their foot off the gas pedal. It has just been an advantageous Sholo defense that has not been allowing the Jackets to get anything to punch.
It looks like they might be lining up for something weird here. I don't know what they're going to do, but...
Is here, they fake the onside kick. No,
they're
they
coming
do
left.
Onside.
He's there!
It's nearly grabbed, but going out of bounds. As nearly able to dive underneath that one. I can't see who it was. It was Lester.
That was a good little play right there. They faked the kick with Maxwell, right? Is that who came through? Was Maxwell, and then I don't know who ended up kicking the ball, but
free kick out of bounds.
That was
5
really
yards
close.
will be added to the end of the kick. First down.
So now, as it goes out of bounds at the
first down
47, we'll go over to the 47.
Well, and I know you don't like that call necessarily, Derek. You know, you were thinking there's just still too much time left. And it's close. I wouldn't want to put P.J. London on this side of the 50, quite frankly. But
well, and more than that, Mitchell, who's going to get the call as he is this time brought down right around the line. He still is able to force his way out for maybe a 2-yard gain. But that puts the Yellow Jacket offense behind schedule. And with the clock at 5:31 to go, if they can minimize the positive yardage here, still got those 2 timeouts. So an awful lot could happen. As going out wide is Kern. 2 men in the backfield, Marbello and Mitchell. As London goes under center, handoff Marbello. It looked like PJ might have wanted to pull that one back. Instead, Marbello is able to crash over the 45, maybe to the 44, and make it 3rd down, and it looks like it'll be about 6.
Well, and I know it's always easier to second guess when you're up here in the booth, right? But there was a lot of real estate going to the right. If he doesn't give that to Marbello, he's got himself or Mitchell going right. And it looked like maybe only one Sholo tackler out there.
Shotgun snap. Oh, no, underneath is there London with the late pitch to Mitchell as he's going to go over his right side and out into the open field for the score. 44 yards as London got popped hard, but he was able to deliver that to Mitchell, and he scores it.
Well, almost the same play, but this time fakes to Marbello, goes out, makes the perfect read once again on the pitch to Mitchell, and then we just see the straight athleticism. And that's probably why you don't onside kick it right there?
Yeah, that was frustrating.
27-14 with 4:37 to go, and that may have done it. It's going to be asking an awful lot of this Sholo offense to try to score it twice with 4.5 minutes. As London is going to try to punctuate with this extra point. As the snap is down, the kick is away, and it is good. 28-14, 4:37 to go. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Yeah. 28-14, the Yellow Jackets have the answer on 44 yards run by Damon Mitchell, who is now at 146 yards on 23 carries and 2 scores. And the Yellow Jackets, who had fought hard to just keep it around 2 scores for most of the second half, and then looked as if they had provided themselves with that opportunity to really make it interesting, opt for the onside kick. And on 3rd and 5 or 6, well, the scoreboard's still showing 3rd and 6.
Him having to hold it disrupts the game.
London, with Mitchell holding because of the wind, approaches and sends this one toward Kishbaugh, but it's over his head and out of bounds. No, I mean through the end zone. It's getting late.
5-hour energy's wearing off right there. So
I think I got 4 more in the car.
Yeah.
It's 20 hours of energy.
Well, let's see what the Cougars have to answer here. This wind's been a factor all night. It's going to continue to be a factor here at the last drive of the game because the Cougars are going into the wind here. So, yeah, I guess we'll see what they can dial up. You're going to have to throw the ball.
Well, that's the problem. Most of their yards have come on the ground, and they have not gone for big plays. As Yeager's from the shotgun, but it looks like he's trying to throw this one as he is met in the backfield, and he might have lost that one, but instead they're going to say that was a forward pass and incomplete. Slaughter got to him. Ryan Cox also there, but that was dangerous as that was pretty close to being a fumble.
Yeah, it looked like maybe his arm was coming forward, but yes, very close. Those are always the plays that you just sort of pucker up and wait to see what happens because they can be ruled by the officials to go the other way quite often.
Maxwell is off the sideline as he is going to join Bryson Ryan in the backfield. Well, actually going to put him in each slot now as they hand off instead. Oh, no, it's Beeler who tripped, but somehow was able to stay off of his knees and get this one out to the 25 and literally getting something out of nothing as it looked like he was going to be stumbling down for a loss. But Beeler gets it out for his 20th yard.
Just a good athletic play not to even let his knee touch right there. He was able to get that offhand down on the ground and keep the legs going.
4 minutes and 5 seconds left, and 3rd down and 5. Biggest play of the ball game here as the handoff goes to Ryan, cuts it up, but he's going to be stopped by Franco Harris, shy of the first down. Looks like he gained 3. It'll be 4th and 2.
Well, and once again, probably the most consistent player on that defensive side of the ball for the Yellowjackets, Franco Harris, coming from that middle linebacker spot.
61-0, we're being told, Round Valley leading Coronado. That's a 4A school. Oh, they did? 4th and 2. And now moving before the snap was Ryan, and that might alter, 3 minutes and 25 seconds.
False start offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, replay, 4th down.
Yeah, so here is your ball game, Derek. We're going to be under 3 minutes if they do pick this up. You'll be under 3 minutes.
Haven't been a lot of penalties, and most of them have been of that little nickel and dime variety, but that one is big, as it makes it 4th and 7 instead of 4th and 2. Ryan's still going to be back there alongside Yeager, who's in the shotgun, and now hold the phone.
Timeout Sholo, maybe?
Sholo will take it, second timeout.
Timeout, Sholo.
3:25 to go, 28-14. Yellowjackets in front. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Unreal.
All right, you just said it, Abe. It's 4th and 7. This is the ball game. 1 timeout remaining for the Cougars, but they got 2 scores separating them. 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. The Yellowjackets can't necessarily just take knees, but they also don't have to urgently try to push it forward.
Well, we'll see what they dialed up in that timeout. Apparently Coach Maxwell wanted to make sure they got the right play in, so we'll see what they've got for 4th and 7.
As if on cue, the wind starts to howl. Lester, the lone man, split wide left as Yeager goes under center. Puts a man in motion as they fake the handoff, trying to throw this one toward the near sideline where Ryan has that one elevated and incomplete.
Yeah, he had him. That was Ryan down the sideline, just slightly overthrown. Good defense, though, honestly, by the Yellowjackets defender right there. I thought maybe got there a tad early, but looks like maybe it was just on time to break the pass up.
So turnover on downs, 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the ball game, 28-14. Blue Ridge with the football and the lead.
Well, you got to go try to strip the football here if you're the Cougars. That's your only hope. Cause a turnover.
Mitchell is deep as he gets the call, and again sidestepping a tackler at the line of scrimmage, falling over for a couple of yard gain. Now maybe he didn't gain anything, but he's again being forced to make an awful lot happen as soon as he wraps his hands around the football. And you said it, the name of the game right now for Blue Ridge is just ball control.
Yeah, control it, make sure that both hands are on those balls as they take them around the corner and go up the middle. Nothing can get stripped here.
Under center goes London as Franco Harris gets the call, and he is nearly in the end zone and has this one over the 10 for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Just what you dialed up right there. If you're the Yellowjackets, you needed the first down, and we'll see if they can punch it into the end zone here. We got
2.5 minutes to go, and it's first and goal, 28-14. Blue Ridge in front as this time, nope, they faked the handoff to Harris, and London looks like a busted play as he starts spinning over to his left, and he's just trying to
get out of bounds.
Well, he gets out of bounds. I think he was trying to stay in bounds, but wound up getting pushed a little too far to the sideline. So stops play with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, but it's still second and goal.
Good heads-up play right there by Beeler. You could see him almost trying to hold PJ up a little bit as he tried to run him out of bounds, knowing that a stop clock is their only hope right here if you're the Show Low Cougars.
So put it at, well, it's still listed at the 10 on the scoreboard.
Yeah,
but Show Low picking up a little bit of a break when London goes out of bounds to stop play. Now he's under center. Turn and give this to Mitchell, who is going to gain a couple of yards going up the center of the line, and it will have 3 yards on that carry. He's really close to 150 yards. And the clock running under 2 minutes.
Well, it looks like Sholo's content to just keep that timeout, just see if you can hold him, right?
Yellowjackets in the huddle and trying to use as much of this clock as possible as they're coming up to their third down play from the 7-yard line. This time the give again goes to Mitchell, who's again met at the line of scrimmage. He is able to spin his way over for a couple of yards, but Henderson brings him down. Fourth and goal now with the clock running at 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Now we finally get to call A.J. Henderson's name right there on that defensive end position. Just makes a good stop right there. Doesn't allow Mitchell to break loose. That's been one of the keys to our game here, is to limit Mitchell's yards after contact, and they did so right there.
I got Mitchell with 151 yards on 26 carries. As back under center goes London, and handing this one off to Mitchell as he stops shy of the goal line, but the Cougars will take over with 53 seconds and 99 yards in front of them, trailing by 2 scores.
Well, and as we near the end of the game here, I think it's remember, we've got our player of the game coming up, sponsored by Beeler Orthodontics.
Well, that's the straight line play of the game.
Sorry, Beeler's the straight line play of the game.
Yes. I think our sponsor for the player of the game is whatever the fans would like to imagine.
And we also have to get our glass-shattering hit of the game, brought to you by Deemer's Glass.
Yeager is going to be taking this snap from his own end zone. He's got Ryan back there with him as he'll be working from the shotgun, trying to get a little bit of space as he goes zigging and zagging up the center and takes this one, well, over the 5, and he gains about 5 yards on that play, but the clock now moving. And Sholo obligated for at least one more play. Really got to take the hat off for the Cougars, coming in 1-3, and found themselves in a 21-7 hole and not showing much of an offensive spark over the first half, but able to make this competitive as this one is handed off to Ryan. He's trying to move to the right, but can't find a lot to work with. And That could very well be the last play of the game.
Yeah, if the Cougars don't use their last timeout, that'll finish it up for us. Looks like they're not in a big hurry. 4, 3, 2, and 1.
So Blue Ridge is able to take care of business here on the road, wins 28-14, and it sets up a big one against Round Valley for all of the marbles.
Next Friday night.
28-14 is the final, as we'll wrap it up right after this. It's Show Low Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
All right, you're clear. How long you want?
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Show Low Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Show Low Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Show Low Ford has the best deal. Show Low Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showlowford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
All right, 28-14, the Yellowjackets win and now run their record to 4-1, and will be hosting Round Valley, who also ran its record to 4-1. Round Valley's lone loss, of course, was out of the region to Safford. Yellowjackets lost by a couple of points to Snowflake. So it's if Blue Ridge is able to hold serve on its own field, then they are going to be sharing a regional title. Well, no, actually, there's going to be 3 one-loss teams, so it's going to be a hot mess.
Yeah, it'd be a 3-way tie. I don't necessarily know how they figure that stuff out because each team is beating the other. So yeah, it's we'll see how they shake all that out.
We're going to go down to the senior field correspondent, Ron Irvingham, who's going to be talking it up with PJ London.
All right, we're down here at midfield with PJ. PJ, great game. It's your senior year. You've been watching Blue Ridge play Show Low for like a lot of years. And so what's this game mean to you as far as to come here and get a win your senior year?
It means everything. Just to be able to play the game, like every week you don't know if you're going to play. So at practice, you got to go hard every day because you don't know if it's your last. So just to be able to come and play with my teammates, and we grinded one out and we won. But it was awesome. It was a good time.
Talk about your offense just a little bit. Who did you think played well tonight, and maybe just give a little bit of credit to wherever you see fit on your offensive line or wherever?
I think everyone did great. All of us made mistakes, but that's going to happen. But we got to come Monday prepared to get criticism, and we just got to be ready for next week. It's a big game. So
yeah, let's talk about next week. Was there any concern looking past this game into next week because it's such a big game? And what are maybe a couple of things that you think you got to work on this week just to improve to go up against a really good Round Valley team?
Yeah, we didn't look past this week. We knew Show Low was going to come. We know we were going to play good. They were going to play hard, so we came, and then next week we just have to communicate better, and we just have to be ready to. They're going to be physical, so we just got to be ready for that.
All right, good luck, good game. Thanks. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Ron. It was Ron, our senior field correspondent, on the field with the quarterback for the Yellowjackets, PJ London. And I don't know if we can give him the straight line play of the game. He was definitely a part of it, but that 44-yard touchdown to seal the game was probably what I would say, Derek, would be our straight line play of the game.
Well, and he delivered that to Mitchell. He absorbs the big blow while holding on to the option pitch as long as humanly possible, and really set up so much of that both with his legs and so much of his passing play. There were so many elements there that the Show Low defense had to be wary of So I guess you're really going to share it because he sets it up, and then Mitchell just uses all of his athleticism to take it into the house for 44 yards. And the game-clinching score for the Beeler Orthodontics straight-line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. As the Deemer's glass-shattering hit, as it didn't. I mean, the defensive plays were much like the offensive plays. So we're going to take a look at this one here, where there's a big hit from P.J. London that was going to stop this play that was set up by Ryan before it was able to get to the yard marker for a first down, as Holcomb also had a big one over at the goal line that prevented Kern, or was it Esparza? Slaughter, none of the above. It was Slaughter who couldn't get a catch into the end zone. So there were a couple of really big hits, but really this game was both played on the offensive and defensive sides, just by both sides outside of that 44-yard score, minimizing the big plays, and it was really just a tribute to what the Yellow Jackets were able to do, manufacturing drives, especially Mitchell, by making things happen despite not getting an awful lot of room to work with.
Well, and like what we talked about in that first half, 7-7 ball game coming into the second quarter. Cougars have to punt, and then the Yellow Jackets go on a methodical 7.5-minute drive, getting the clock all the way down to around 4.5 minutes, whatever it ended up being by the time they scored, 90 yards. And it was just methodical. There wasn't any huge chunk yardage plays. That one that we just saw on the screen right there to Esparza, the first touchdown of the night, was probably one of the bigger chunk plays besides the touchdown that sealed it for Mitchell. But, yeah, just a hard-fought rivalry game, exactly what you'd expect out of a rivalry game like this. And Yellow Jackets able to come away with the win.
I got to give this shout-out, Deemer's Glass. Need glass for your home or business. Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass. Call 1-888-GLASS-MAN, as everything that you were just saying really sets the stage for what's about to happen with Round Valley. We talked about this last week with the Elk. Much like the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets played, were very content to take what the defense gave them. They never really got themselves into a position where they're trying to swing for the fences and get that home run. Just grind out these drives and did a very good job controlling the football against Snowflake. These are two teams that are very well coached, don't make a lot of mistakes, and really going to force one or the other just to come out there and beat them.
Well, and it's why they find themselves playing for the regional title, right? It's not. These are the two teams that have played some of the most consistent football across the season so far, and honestly, coming into this game, I thought the Elks were the most complete team that I've seen. I probably still feel that, but if Blue Ridge plays the way they did tonight and they're able to link drives together the way that they did, it'll be a great opportunity to watch a good football game next week. So really excited to see how that shakes out.
Got one score here. It was not a final. Snowflake and Borgate Catholic is now 31-17. The Lobos are in front of that one, as everybody's trying to get all of the PowerPoints that they can, as they're going to be unveiled for the first time this season in the third week of November.
Sounds a little weird to say that, right? Welcome to 2020 world.
But hey, it's been fun thus far, and there's a big matchup set up here next week that we will have for you on italk106.7.com and iTalk 106.7, where you hear Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football. Thank you, Ashley, in the studio. Thanks to everybody who's put together the video, and we're looking forward to some championship football next week. Until then, have a great weekend and week.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, Octopus Car Wash, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, and Little Blue Bird Studios. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 106.7 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communications station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 106.7 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to italk1067.com.